Hi everybody, it's Karen with the Thrifty Flamingo. Today I'm going to be talking about stale listings, items that aren't selling and are getting absolutely no action. What to do about it. So hang tight, I'll get right to it. But first, if you're new to the Thrifty Flamingo, I would like to thank you. If this is your first video, welcome. I want all of us, I want you, me, I want us to be successful resellers. I also would like to apologize if you hear a little hum in the background. That's my air conditioner. I'm in Connecticut and we are experiencing a heat wave. Yay. You could tell, got a little frizz going on. Massive product, still getting frizz going on. So if I turn that off, I melt no video. Not good. So I'm going to try to project my voice more to maybe come up over the air conditioner, but if you hear it, that's all it is. Nothing's breaking down, nothing's going on, it's just the AC. Alright, so let's talk about those stale listings. So you posted an item and it's been sitting there and it's not moving, no one's asking questions, getting very few likes and bookmarks to it, and you don't know why. So what do you do about it? So personally, I give it a month. My listings take 1 month to either sell or what I'm about to teach you. So the first thing I do with a stale listing, I relist the item. Now, I know a lot of people get hung up on those 8 likes. You know, 8 people have favorited it and maybe those 8 people are gonna come back and buy this item. If I delete it and I relist it, those 8 people can't come back and, you know, buy my item. If those 8 people wanted to buy your item, then why is it still sitting in your closet? Good. So the reason why relisting an item is going to be one of the first things that you need to do for a stale listing is it puts you at the top of the search. Now when you know, especially something very common. Say somebody searches Betsy Johnson handbags. Try it, I dare you. You're gonna come up with so many results that it's gonna be impossible to get through all of them. So you're gonna pretty much see the first couple pages until you find one that, you know, kind of suits what you're looking for. So when you relist an item, it goes to the very top of the search results for a vague search like that. People that have had an item in their closet sitting there and sitting there, they're way at the bottom. You know, they're all the way at the bottom, and there's nothing you can do about it. That's Poshmark's algorithms. So you want your item to get in front of as many people as possible. So why wouldn't you want it at the top of the search? Don't get hung up on likes. You know, people do follow brands as well. Hopefully you do. It shows up in your about at the top of your Poshmark closet where it's your picture, and then it says, you know, follow. Next to it, it says about, and if you click on that, you'll see love notes, you know, pretty much Poshmark's ratings. You'll see the love notes of the person for buyer and seller for that person. And you'll also see brands followed. So what I do is I follow brands that I generally populate my closet with. Why? Because then people see, oh, you know, she favorites Torrid, and oh, she has a lot of Torrid in her closet. Cool, you know. What that also does is in your main feed, when you're just scrolling through everybody's, you know, listings, people that you follow, you'll occasionally see new listings from Converse, and it'll give you thumbnails of, like, I believe 8, don't quote me on that, I think it depends actually on phone or iPad or computer. It gives you the thumbnails of the most recent uploaded, you know, in that category, and that gets in front of every single person that follows that brand. So that's another reason why I follow brands. I like to see what other people are doing. So yeah, you want to relist your item. It gets in front of more people. Then, now what? Maybe it's happening again. Maybe you've relisted it. Same thing's happening. Slow going. Now you're actually going to have to take a look at the actual listing, the logistics of it. How is your photos? Poshmark allows 8 photos. That's a lot. That's pretty good. So when you're selling a shirt, 8 photos will cover that entire shirt and more. So you should utilize as many photos as possible. You got to understand, people aren't able to go into the store and hold it and feel it, put it on their bodies. They can't do that. So if you only upload 2 photos when you're allowed 8, why would you do that? They might think, you know, that you're being lazy and you don't care about this shirt, so why should they? They don't even care enough about it to steam it. They don't care enough about it to, like, lay it out properly. It's all wrinkled, or it's, you know, bunched up a little bit in the corner. They don't care about their shirt. It looks like it was at the bottom of their closet. Why should I? You know, if you actually present your items in a way that, you know, shows that it is something that someone should have value for, then you are going to get more likes to it. I know you've all seen photos of that one shirt that really looks like it was taken off the bottom, like, you know, the corner. Someone shoved it in a corner of the closet somewhere, and they were like, oh, I haven't worn this in a couple years. Let's just take a picture of it. And there's creases in it and wrinkles in it. The lighting's horrible, and it's just click, click, there you go. Here's, buy my shirt. And then you've seen really nice photos too, well lit. The item is steamed or pressed. You know, I hate ironing. I hate ironing my own clothes. I do own a steamer. If you don't have a steamer, it is a very good investment as a reseller. It takes, seriously, like maybe a minute. Boom, 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 there goes the front, boom, boom. If they're really deep set in, you know, it might take a tiny bit longer, and the wrinkles come out. You do it really quick, and then it looks so much better, like you actually care for the item. So you're going to take new photos if you need to. You might even just need to change your cover photo. Maybe some of the photos, maybe you have been using more than a couple. Maybe you have been using 6, 7, or 8 photos, and maybe the 7th photo really is a good photo. Why don't you make that your cover shot? The cover shot is the first thing that people see. The cover shot is what they're scrolling through hundreds and hundreds of listings, you know, like they're window shopping. What do I want? What do I want? You know, it's like walking through a mall, and you're walking down the aisle, and you're walking down the middle of the mall, and you're looking at all the windows, and you're looking at all the windows. You see all the mannequins. And then you see a mannequin that looks nice, and it has the outfit, and it's all put together, and you'll say, huh, let me run in there real quick, right? Same thing. They're looking through, and they see a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but then yours looks nice. It's well put together. It might sway that person to actually click on it, because until they actually open your listing, all it is a couple words of your title. The whole title doesn't show up, you know, until they open it. And that one photo. That one photo has to grab their attention. So it might be your photos. That's the reason why your listing's not selling. Next thing you have to consider, if those past 2 things did not work. You know, you relisted it, the photos are good, you made sure of it, still not moving. How's your pricing? Price. You know, sometimes we get hung up, especially if it's our own clothing. As resellers, you know, we usually don't sell our clothing. We sell other people's clothing. But hey, I definitely have sold my own clothing. That's how I started off on Poshmark. I lost a lot of weight. Yay. Still working on that. You know, I'm still definitely on that roll. I lost almost 50 pounds. And my clothes were draping off of me and not looking good on me. And so I was really excited about it, but then I felt horrible because I had nothing to wear. So I listed all my bigger clothes. They sold, and I took that money to buy smaller clothes. And it was just like this circle that really worked out for me. And in the beginning, I didn't know this was going to be a business. You know, so I still occasionally do sell my own clothes. And what happens sometimes is when it's our own clothes, we get really invested in it. You know, we saw value in that when we bought it from the store. When we went to Macy's and we paid full price for that dress because we were going to a wedding and we wanted to look good. Second to the bride. We wanted to look great. So we spent money on that. So now we only wore it once and we decided to resell it. And you can't get emotional. You cannot get emotional about your clothing. You need to ask yourself what other people are willing to pay for your clothing, not what you want someone to pay for your clothing because you love the dress. It has nothing to do with that. Take the emotions out of it. So, to look for prices, to look for price points, you're going to look for comps. How to do this? You're going to search that item. You're going to look at whatever you're selling and you're going to say, purple ASOS, yeah, that's the one. Purple dress, size this, and describe it like, you know, surplus top dress, pencil skirt, whatever. Hit search, and then you're going to go into the top bar, and you're going to deselect your size preferences. You don't want to just search your size. You want to see the whole, as big of a, you know, wide variety as you can. So you're going to unselect any filters for size. And then you're going to go over where it says availability, and it's always automatically available, because why would people search for sold stuff? But it is an option. So you're going to go over to the top search bar, unclick available, and go to sold items. So what's going to pop up is your search for a very similar item that you want to sell, but you don't know what to price it at, and up pops every sold listing that's similar to it. And you could get a really good idea about what the market is for that item, what people, potential buyers, are willing to pay for your item. Not what your heart tells you that you should be buying, selling it for, but what other people are actually going to give you. So you'll get real good at comps. Comps are going to help you price right. Now, sometimes you're going to see some comps that are all over the board. You're going to see someone that sold it for $80. Go with the average. You know, go about average. And then price from there. Do you have to be exact that? Does that have to be your business model? No, but it should give you enough information to price fairly and move your items. I'm not in the storage business. I'm in the reselling business. So if my items aren't moving, I'm getting mad because now I'm a storage unit and I don't like that. All right, so next thing you can look at. Now you could do this same thing when you're doing the photos. If you got to the step and you're re-examining your photos. Re-examine your description. They give you a certain amount of characters in your description, and numbers aren't good in my head. I forget that part, but they give you X amount of characters in your description. You should use all of them, or close to all of them. I get that sometimes there's a few characters left over. You want to stay away from descriptive words. Yeah, it's a beautiful dress, but leave that to the potential buyer to decide whether or not it's a beautiful dress. So you want to be as descriptive as possible. Include who makes it. Say, I'm opening my own Poshmark right now, and I'm going to show you a dress. Some people, oh goodness, would just say, oh, that's a cute little pink Lily Pulitzer dress. Lily Pulitzer dress. And they might have the name of the print. Scrolling. Lily Pulitzer low dress Fiesta pink gingham size 10. I used every single character available. So that's going to come up if somebody just types Lily Pulitzer dress. That's going to come up if someone types pink Lily Pulitzer dress. That's going to come up if someone types in the actual dress, low dress. That's going to come up in a search result if someone types gingham, which is a really in pattern. It's a little checker type stuff. Oh yeah, you see that? I do close-ups. I do one close-up to try to get fabric, even if it's a t-shirt. I try to get one close-up. 8 photos. Use them. So you don't want to be vague. I see it a lot. Blue dress, gold sequin party dress. I'm getting there, you know. Beautiful dress, cute shorts. Stay away from that. Who is going to go on the internet wanting to buy something and type in a search bar, cute shorts? Would you? I don't think so. So, you know, somebody will type in pink strapless dress or, you know, favorite brands. So you definitely want to include all that in the listing. Make sure you use all the characters. This is going to help your SEO, your search engine optimization. Now you should also make sure that your image, that your closet is Google searchable. So you're gonna go into your main screen. Ooh, this is so bad lighting, you know, your main screen. And then you're gonna go into sharing settings, boop, boop. And that's where you can link your, oh, I guess I gotta go at this angle or you get a glare. You gotta go, you see your Facebook and Pinterest and your Twitter and all that stuff. And you see where it says search visibility. Mine is green. Why? Because I want visibility. What that does is allow people outside of the Poshmark application to be able to search your results. Meaning somebody that goes into Google and types in Lily Pulitzer pink low dress, guess what's gonna pop up? Me, my listing. So I have sold multiple items through exterior search engines. I've sold through Pinterest. You should link all of your social media to your account. Now I get it. You know, especially like Facebook where grandma's on there, more family oriented. I get that. I created a Thrifty Flamingo for Poshmark. I do have a pink flamingo boutique for Facebook. I have a pink flamingo boutique on Instagram. I also have the Thrifty Flamingo, which is more for the Thrifty Flamingo is for education. We are going to sell. We are going to do this and make money. Anything for Pink Flamingo is just me marketing my stuff. You know, it's anywhere someone's going to see that pink dress that will get somebody to buy that pink dress. Don't think that you're hounding people and, oh, I can't put all this on Facebook. Yeah, maybe not your personal page. Imagine if all your Facebook was just you. Look what I posted in my Poshmark closet. Look what I posted in my Poshmark closet. Occasionally, I will share a listing to my private Twitter, you know, and just kind of get it out there. But yeah, separate. You know, this is your job. So separate it. You need to market. This is an online application, so you need to online market and create your listings for the search engine to pick up on. No SEO. No wonder why it's not moving, you know? So the very last thing. Dun, dun, dun. Wait for it. Share. That's right. Poshmark is very, very, you know, social media. It's like if eBay and Instagram had a baby and they kind of named them, I don't know, Poshmark. Yeah, there we go. Get it? Yeah, so they want you to network. They want you to follow people, and the more people you follow, the more people that see your stuff. I'm going to make a whole video on that. Don't you worry about it. But you want to share. And I get it. I get you don't want to share so much that, you know, your followers are like, oh, this dress again. I saw it 3 times today. They won't. I promise you. I share my closet, my entire closet, at least 3 times a day. This is how I'm able to make a full-time income. Because if I'm not sharing, you know how it is. Sometimes people will just search a specific item, but sometimes you don't know what you want. We go to the mall and we know we want to buy something, but we don't know what it is, who makes it, or what it looks like. We're just in the mood to shop. So that's why we go walking into a store and we're looking all around and what do we want. So people do random peruse, and so you need to share. You need to get your item in front of you. Your followers will not get mad. They followed you for a reason. And the reason they followed you is because they like your clothing. You know, share for share too. The more you share your closet, if you see, you know, one of your followers shared a crud ton of your things, you know, kind of like share blasties, that's what I call it. They blasted you, and they just kind of share bombed your closet. Get them back. You know, because when your follower shares your stuff, now their followers see your stuff. Maybe people that don't follow both of you. So it's kind of like a chain mail too. Remember those things, chain letters? So it keeps kind of spreading. So share, share, share. I cannot stress that enough. All right, so I really hope you guys have been learning. I want you guys to really focus on your stale listings. I want you to pay attention to when you posted it. Maybe start keeping a little bit of like a journal online, write it down, where you do your inventory. Maybe put, you know, listing date, like when you actually hit submit to the listing. That's what I do. I make little codes. I know it actually goes on my listing. No one will know what it means except for me. Yeah, and so that helps me. That helps me know when something's not really moving, because I can't remember all that stuff. I have listings all over the place. I have listings in Poshmark. I have listings in eBay, and I can't memorize all that stuff. So definitely take notes and pay attention. And if you start doing these things, your sales will increase. They definitely will increase. If not, you can always, you know, ask me. I have done closet consultations, not many. I've had a few people, you know, comment to me, you know, and I'm not getting many sales, and I'm new to this. Can you take a look at my closet? And I've done it. I don't have a lot of time to do that. Girl, my business. But, you know, I want you guys to want the best for your own, you know, closet and visibility and all that stuff. So, if you've learned, please like this video, a little, and subscribe. I'm trying to make a video every week, maybe even 2 times a week. I'll get there. If you, yeah. Bloopers. So yeah, join the flock. Ha ha ha. Get it, Flamingo. Join the flock. Want to see the cutest thing before I sign off? That's why I said Betsy Johnson before. It is the cutest clutch. Oh my god. Oh. I'm breaking this on vacation. I'm going to Virginia Beach. We rented a beach house. Me and the fam, the hubs, the brother-in-law, and my new baby nephew. And I am going sourcing in Virginia Beach. Why? Because that is untapped territory for me. I don't know what's out there. I am going to do a little research. I'm only going sourcing one day. I am on vacation. And yeah, that's really exciting. You know, I get to know what's around here. I even know people around the area. Virginia. Haven't been there, done that. So I will definitely share that with you. I will be updating my Instagram, which is pretty much the same thing without the. Instagram didn't like the with the Thrifty Flamingo, so it's just Thrifty Flamingo. I think it was too many letters, yeah, that type of thing. So it's just Thrifty Flamingo. But yeah, I will be updating. I might do a haul video. I don't even know what I'm buying in Virginia Beach, so yay. So yes, please subscribe to the flock. I will see you guys later, and